The top 10 most notorious killers in British history. 1. Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper terrorized the streets of London's Whitechapel district in 1888, gruesomely murdering at least 5 women. Despite extensive investigations, the killer's true identity remains unknown. 2. Harold Shipman. Harold Shipman, a British doctor, was convicted in 2000 of murdering 15 patients, though the actual number of his victims is estimated to be much higher, possibly over 200. He administered lethal doses of prescription drugs to his victims, often elderly women. 3. Peter Sutcliffe. Peter Sutcliffe, also known as the Yorkshire Ripper, murdered at least 13 women in northern England between 1975 and 1980. His victims were primarily prostitutes who he brutally attacked with hammers and knives. 4. Dennis Nielsen. Dennis Nielsen, a Scottish serial killer, murdered at least 12 young men between 1978 and 1983 in London. He lured his victims to his home, where he would strangle or drown them before disposing of their bodies. 5. Mary Ann Cotton. Mary Ann Cotton, one of Britain's first documented serial killers, poisoned at least 21 people, including her own children, between 1852 and 1873. She used arsenic to commit her crimes, often for financial gain through insurance payouts. 6. Myra Hindley and Ian Brady. Myra Hindley and Ian Brady infamously committed the Moors murders in the 1960s, killing 5 children and teenagers in the Manchester area. Their crimes shocked the nation with their brutality, and led to widespread public outrage. 7. Fred and Rose West. Fred and Rose West were a married couple, who committed a series of gruesome murders and sexual assaults in Gloucestershire, England, between 1967 and 1987. They tortured and killed at least 12 young women, including their own daughter. 8. John Christie. John Christie murdered at least 8 women, including his wife, at his residence at 10 Rillington Place in London between 1943 and 1953. He strangled his victims and hid their bodies in and around his home. 9. Amelia Dyer. Amelia Dyer was one of Britain's most prolific serial killers, murdering infants in her care as a baby farmer in the late 19th century. She is believed to have killed over 400 babies before her arrest in 1896. 10. John George Haig. John George Haig, also known as the acid bath murderer, murdered at least 6 people in England between 1944 and 1949. He dissolved his victims' bodies in sulfuric acid to destroy evidence of his crimes.